it
Everyone.
takes teamwork to make the dream work, y'all. That's what we're doing here. We're collaborating, we're coming together, and we're pulling resources to help you, anybody in the listeners lounge, the speakers that come up here. And you know what, I love this because I learn from the moderators up here, and every day it's like when I'm modding, I'm taking care of stuff, I'm learning from everyone. So thank you for just being generous with your information. And CJ, you're a rock star. So yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate that. But Mercedes, were we able to serve you?
Yes.
Awesome.
Really.
Okay, you were going to say something. Thank you so much for stopping by. Good luck, and I hope to hear back from you again. I want to I want to know about your success story there. So I'm going to go ahead and tuck you back into the listeners lounge, and we're going to go to Sir Isaac. Sir Isaac, please unmute your mic and feel free to ask your question.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate the moderators in the room and the space that you're giving everybody to, collaborate, like you said. I just started a Shopify store, general website, for me and my friend actually started it. But I just had a general question on that. Like, how do you keep your customers coming back, and also how do you keep your community strong?
Mm,
Nothing too, broad, just
awesome. Great question there. Which one of the mods I see? Do I see flashes of the mic? I see Nikki. Who else wants to take that? Let's get started with Nikki, and then we'll go ahead and jump to Joe and Nathan. So,
Okay, what are you selling?
So me and my friend actually like fishing, like viral like fishing.
So to get people to come back, what I find is that people create some sort of a community around so if you're dealing with fishing, so you can create like a community, like a tribe around fishing. Come up with like a little tag name or a saying or kind of like, I don't know if you're familiar with Tamar Braxton, but she has, her fans are called Tamartians, so they have like a name for her tribe or her community, and the people like to feel a part of something. So creating something like that, like a culture that people can be a part of, even if people tend to buy stuff just to be part of something. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but people do that. That's one, and then
Definitely.
they like I buy because I want to come to the membership and the meetings and the events. Also, like what I find is and this gyms, my clients that work at gyms, they do this. They host like VIP members only type of events, or people that actually purchase products. So they may host like an event, either once a month, once a quarter, or every 6 months or something like that, just to invite people out, do like a customer appreciation event. So like things like that definitely will get people wanting to come back, keep them engaged, and getting them to buy the more stuff. You always got to think about what is the end goal you want your customers to do. Like, what is the ultimate value, the best of the best experience? What's the result you want to help them reach, and then you just create products that's going to get them there. Some of the people I tend to work with when they start a business is I have them write out 3 to 6 products that they can sell to their customers before they even start launching. If you think about yoga, the yoga community, if I had a yoga gym, what are those 3 to 5 products I could sell to yoga people? Got a mat, you got the yoga block, you got yoga clothes. Some yoga people like to do the essential oil. So that's 3 to 6 products I can sell to them off the riff. So I'll launch one, get a whole bunch of people to buy that. Once I get like 5 to 10 sales consistently on a recurring basis, then introduce the next product that they're going to need. Because at the end of the day, they're going to buy it anyway. So hopefully that has helped you. Somebody, it's always a sorry. So hopefully that has helped you figure out the
Thank you.
next that they're going to need, and present that to them. And hosting like events, give them a tribe name, community, rally behind, make a T-shirt. Shoot, why not? Go for it. And I'm done.
Thank you so much.
awesome.
I appreciate that.
Sir
Thank you.
Isaac, this is Joe. So I'm not going to talk about the community stuff because she just addressed that very well. But I want to approach this from another angle, and that is the idea that your business is like a container, like a bowl. And so often we work hard to bring customers in the front door, and we're losing them out the back door. Okay, and so there's a concept of uh, uh, customer retention, uh, attrition, and customer reactivation. So, those holes in the bowl are how people leak out. So, sometimes people make a one time purchase and they never purchase again. So, one of the things you can do is a bounce back coupon. So, in other words, they buy product from you and you ship them product, but inside of that product is, a coupon that says, hey, if you buy something else, here's something else you could buy. Then that gets them back into the store. So, a person that buys a second time is 200% more likely than to buy again than a person that only buys once, okay, just by definition. So um, you know I worked with somebody that shipped out an ointment product, and what we had her do is put on the label, on the bottle, to read, to actually give specific product you ship. Wait, I'm not through. The third thing, this and the easiest money you'll ever make the most important number in your business is the lifetime value of a customer. So that's your job, is to engineer the lifetime value and maximize. There's three ways to grow a business: more customers, bring them in the front door, but also getting larger transactions and more frequency of transactions. So what you want to do so the other thing you want to do is, when you ship the product, you want to use what's called post-purchase because there's another thing called post-purchase dissonance, called buyer's remorse. So, you want to thank people for their purchase, but you want to kick it up to a whole other level. Congratulations for their wise decision. You know, Basically, you want to let them know they're smart for buying from you, and here's all the reasons why, and we want to invite you to join our community and all those different things. So you want to prevent attrition by using post purchase reassurance. You want to use reactivation to take lost customers. You serve them once, they're like your sheep. If they never buy from you again, it's like the lost sheep. So you want to go back and write a letter. It's like, you want to go to your Shopify or whatever you're accounting and say, who are the people? Yes, we want to thank the people for buying that bought, but who are the people that bought that we lost? We want to send them a letter that says, hey, where are you? We miss you. We looked in the hallways. We looked in the labyrinth. We looked we looked under the piano, but we still miss you and we want to bring you back. Okay. This stuff is gold. This is the easiest. So a customer, reactivate your inactive customers is the easiest money you'll ever make. So reactivation, stop the attrition, and do things to glue in the retention. This is Joe, and that was a different way of answering your question.
Hey,
Hey,
this is
I can
Nikki.
talk.
I had one more
It's
tip
Heather.
that
Oh.
popped up in my head.
Hold
You
hold
say
on.
you sell
Yeah, okay,
fishing gear,
Nikki.
right, sir? Isaac, you said
Hmm.
fishing, right?
Yeah.
Isaac.
Yes.
Okay, so just popped in my head. Just want to drop that. If you wrap information products with your physical products, that's a good way to not only get more sales but also retain customers. So, for instance, if you teach people how to fish, how to put on the bait, how to find the good spots, and use your merchandise to teach them that, they're gonna have no choice but to get it. For facts. Also, if you look into interviewing other fish experts and have them share their tips and tricks and their trades and their secrets, and then you can offer those videos as a free gift when they purchase like a bundle set of their stuff. Bada bing, bada boom. Not only are you standing out from everyone else, because I'm pretty sure other people that sell fishing gear are teaching them how to fish. you're going to stand out. And plus, you can piggyback off those experts, followers, and generate more sales. So that's just popped in my head. I wanted to share that. Wrap information products with your physical products. Teach people how to use it. Help them get the ultimate goal of learning how to be a master fisherman and use your merchandise to do so. And I'm done.
This is Heather. And then can I pipe in? It's Edna. Okay, I'll pipe in. I wasn't sure who was running the show. Hey, this is Heather Havenwood. So what Nikki was saying was awesome. I just want to give you a resource for that. So the number one resource for affiliate marketing is something called ClickBank. So go into ClickBank tonight and type in what they call the marketplace. You go to the marketplace and type in fishing, and you're going to see companies that teach people something to do with fishing. You also want to look under camping. You want to look into what I call cross market. It could be RV, it could be a lot of different things. And I would type into that. The thing you're going to find there is product owners that are doing information marketing. That means they have an email list. So you want to reach out to them and create an affiliate relationship, because I'm a huge believer in tapping into the audience that's already there. Okay. So tapping into other Facebook groups that have already created things. Like the big thing right now is I live in Texas, and everyone I swear I know is like selling their big house and moving into RV. So there's a whole world right now of RV, and that's kind of that's a cross market. So it's a warm market. So you want to get in front of them. The big one is ClickBank. So go to clickbank.com tonight, create a free account, go to the marketplace and type in fishing, camping, anything in that world, and start to reach out to those owners of those sites, because they have email lists. Would be absolutely love to do affiliate. Number one. Number two, because of your target market or your product, there's a lot of inventory you can buy on podcasting, meaning one, you can get out other people's shows and talk about your business and brand. But the other thing you can do is you can buy podcast advertising, extremely inexpensive. That's because there's so much inventory. So those are two ways I would highly recommend. You can get leads right away, and then go from there. So this is Heather Ann Undum speaking.
Thanks, Heather. Thanks, Joe. Thank you, Nikki. And Nathan, I know you had flashed your mic and you were supposed to go, so I'm sorry. I was way in the matrix. I was trying to get back to you. So please go ahead, Nathan.
No stress. Thanks, Edna. Hi, Sir Isaac. Lovely to see you again. How you been? Good?
Good, yes. Thank you so much for that.
No worries. Look, you've had some great information, and hopefully you've been taking notes the whole way through. I just wanted to add a few things that I've got. So the how-to guides are great. What you also want to do is you want to do keyword research for specifically what the questions are that people are looking for, and they may not be the questions that you think. So do some keyword research. You'll be able to win on the organic front by doing that. Joe's touched on the lifetime value of your client. That's really important. Our digital agency consulted with one of the largest retailers in Australia, and that also have a pretty big online presence. And they found it was they would usually get one purchase, an average of $100 the first time round, and they get in at 2 additional purchases about 50% of the time, and the other 50% didn't buy again. So take a look at that. But talking about the experience that your customer has, that is so important. So I'm talking about making sure that you ship it early. If you're going to be delaying refunding their money quickly or giving them a really good explanation for it, the way in which it arrives is so important. I get products that I order, and I mean, it's great, the product arrives, but the experience is such a letdown. It's disorganized, there isn't proper labels, etc. So just making sure that you've got those elements, but really concentrate on your organic. The other interesting thing is as well, with your database, is segmentation. I know that you're selling fishing related gear, but there'll be differences between your actual customers. With this really large retailer I was referring to, what was really strange is they didn't segment their database. So if you were a male and you'd previously ordered sports shoes or some type of jacket, you'd then be emailed baby toys or brassieres, which may not be what you're wanting as a male. So make sure if you do get your database, segment exactly what it is that they're actually looking for. So hopefully those things help. I'm Nathan and I'm complete.
Yes,
Awesome. Oops, go ahead. Sorry, Isaac.
I was just saying that yeah, I'm taking notes all the way. Thank you guys so much for helping me out. Like you don't know what you did for me. So thank you so much.
Awesome. I'm glad we were able to help. Were we able to serve you today, Sir Isaac?
Without a doubt, yes.
Awesome. And thank you for asking such a great question, because not only does your question help you, but it also helps all the folks in the listening lounge. So thank you again for a great question. Thank you for your contribution, Nikki, Nathan, Joe, and Heather. We really appreciate y'all helping and pouring into Sir Isaac. Thank you so much, Sir Isaac. And I'm going to tuck you back into the listeners lounge. And I want to thank you for supporting the club. Up next, we have Miss Tiffany. Hi, Miss Tiffany. Please unmute your mic and go ahead and ask us your question.
Hey, Edna, you are awesome. Honestly, I'm just up here just enjoying the conversation. I am in marketing, so I have been building my business and in coaching. And so if it's okay, I just love being here and flashing my mic when I'm enjoying the conversation. And you're doing a great job moderating. So just thank you for being here.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your support, Tiffany. Feel free to hang out and support and chime in if you feel like you have something to contribute with some of these questions. Appreciate you being here and supporting the club and support here. Thank you so much.
Of course, thanks.
Awesome. Okay, I'll go to, I hope I don't butcher this, Bahavia?
Yes, it's Bhavya.
Bhavya, welcome, Bhavya. How can we
Thank
help
you so much, Edna. Yeah. Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Yeah. My question is that I'm planning on to start up a sustainable fashion brand, and I'm located in India. And during this tough situation like COVID, is it the right time to launch a brand at this tough situation? And also, I don't have a proper idea of how to market if I'm launching in this tough situation. Yes, that's my question.
Okay, let's see which one of the moderators would like to chime in and help. Can you flash your mics, moderators? Okay. No one's flashing their mics. Anybody want to?
My mic, Edna, at the top, Dr. Nashta with the blue book.
Oh, hi, Dr. Great.
Hi, sorry,
Go ahead.
I've managed to find myself in the top corner. I'm not sure how, so feel free to move me around if you need to.
You are in the hot seat. You are in the lead position.
Right. So I think it's just something with the algorithm that I've been in the room several times now for weeks, and it kind of moves you about when you jump back in. So feel free to move me.
Yeah,
I just want to jump in because. Yeah, sorry, Edna. So, although I'm not in fashion myself, so I'm just going to make that a disclaimer. One of my closest friends launched her sustainable fashion line in Scandinavia, in Norway, where I am, just before COVID struck. I'm talking literally within weeks of COVID striking, and she has managed to. Now she's in her 4th season. And one of the things that I've learned by following her, and I'm a mentor and very close friend, so I follow the business very, very closely. One of the things, or 2 things I imagine she would say to you, and if you want to contact me, Barbara, I'm sure she'd be happy to just chat with you. I can put you in contact on how she approached this. So 2 things she would probably say. The first one is really identify your niche market. Who's going to wear your clothes? That is critical. And that's critical even before you get into thinking about, how much investment you're going to put into it, time into it, who is your niche in the sustainability space. And then the second thing is really do your local marketing and establish yourself on the doorstep. She did what we call beachhead marketing approach, which is really finding out where you can push an early amount of sales and exposure to get your brand credibility, and then be able to use that as a launching pad for pushing your brand further. So those are the 2 things I've learned from watching her very closely and working alongside her, not directly in her business, but really kind of supporting and mentoring her. Feel free to DM me. I'm sure I can put you in touch and she'll share her experience. I'm Dr. Nashita at the top left-hand corner, and I'm done.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Dr. We really appreciate you supporting Dr. Niche, and I know that will be very, very helpful for Miss Bhavya.
Yes, thank you so much, Doctor. That was really helpful. And surely I'm going to DM you. Yep, thank you so much.
Awesome. And were we able to serve you today, Ms. Bhavya?
Yes, of course.
Awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we appreciate your support. I'm just going to tuck you back into the listeners lounge and go to Abhishek. Hi, Abhishek. Welcome. Is it the same
Hello.
Abhishek that was here a minute ago? No. Go ahead.
No, I'm the different one.
Go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are doing a great job, and thank you for having me here. So forgive me if I take a little long to ask my questions because I have a couple of, or maybe more than a couple of questions to ask with you guys. So
So
I'll tell you about
here's what I'll say, Abhishek. Because of the attention span, like sometimes if people tell the story and then they ask the question and it's like a long story and then the question gets asked, we lose focus. So if you could ask the question and then give background, then that way it makes it a lot easier. Unless you can give your background really quick and then ask the question.
Yeah, that's the plan. Okay, thank you. So I am actually a manufacturer, and I'm into organic food business. Currently, I'm exporting my products in Canada. I want to expand in US and Europe. Uh, that's that's the first thing. That's one question. I work for private labels as well, so I'm trying to get clients for private labels. Uh, the second thing is that I have recently launched my private label for again organic food and spices. That's like pulses, spices, and flours and different products. So, I understand that Amazon is the best place to test the waters. I am already there on Amazon. I'm planning to launch my own website now and sell the products in US online. I have all the required certifications just to make it clear to sell it overseas. The challenge which I will be facing is the logistics. Because it will cost me a lot of courier charges, shipping charges, and stuff like that if I ship it from India. So how to collaborate with someone in US or UK or uh, throughout the Europe for as a logistics partners or maybe a distributor for me or stuff like that. Yeah, so that these are the two questions.
Okay, awesome. Great question. Anybody here, moderators, please flash your mics. I see Joe. Anybody else? I see Joe. Okay,
Yeah,
so
this is a
go ahead, Joe.
complex question, and you really need to like narrow this down. So, saying I want to go global, like I want to go into US and I want to go to Canada, I want to go all these places.
No,
Where
no,
do you want to go? Where do you want to
I'm
go
sorry.
first?
I'm sorry,
Let's
Joe.
solve one problem at a time.
He's in
Joe,
Canada.
Joe, we are already there in Canada. I mean, I already have my private label selling in Canada, and I'm also working with multiple clients on their private labels in Canada. Now I want to expand to US. I mean,
Okay,
in
so
Middle East and
will
Canada, I
you
have my
ship
presence in Middle East.
from Canada to the US, or will you manufacture in the US?
No, I manufacture in India. I'm from India.
Gotcha.
I'm a manufacturer from India. I'm working in Canada already. I have a couple of clients there. I do private labels and also I sell my own brand in Canada.
So
Now I want to.
get me the specific question.
So, okay. So my question was how to get more clients for the private labeling because I have a manufacturing unit and I do private label and I want them from US and
Okay.
Canada if possible. So how to
Are
actually
you
expand
currently
this?
marketing that? Do you have a website set up for private labeling saying we have this product and
Yes,
we
we
can put
do
your
have.
private label on it? That's what you're trying to
Uh,
do, right?
Right. I mean, till now we have been working, trying the conventional ways, attending the trade fairs and stuff like that, and we got the clients from there for Canada and all. We haven't explored online much, so that's why
Yeah,
I'm here.
online's going to get you a certain amount of distance. There's a show, it's a huge trade show called the Natural Product Expo in Anaheim next to Disneyland. It's the biggest trade show, and that they have all these trade shows at the Anaheim Convention Center is the biggest one. And you get a booth there. It's not cheap. It's
You
going to be
said
10 to
natural.
20. It's going to cost you about $20,000, and you put up we will, we have products available for private label, and you will get so much traction in 2 or 3 or in a week. You'll get more traction in a week than you will with all the online stuff combined, because you're getting face to face, belly to belly with real buyers. The crowd is full of buyers, people that want private label, people that want, they support, so that's the way to go. Once you become part of that association, you can leverage that with your web presence. But it's by being being part of an organization that is full of buyers of nutritional products, and you've got a nutritional product, that's the place you want to be.
Uh, Thank
I
you.
am
That's
complete.
and this is National Expo, right?
It's called the Natural Products Expo. It's huge. It's global. They do it in more than one city, but I think they do it like one quarter they do it in Anaheim, like West Coast, and then another quarter they do it East Coast. But they also do it in Europe, and it's huge, 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 and it's just a ton of exposure. And you need to contact them and find out all the different promotional opportunities they have. But they can totally put you in front of like boatloads of buyers. It is a buyer show. People come there and they cut purchase orders. I mean, it's that kind of place. So that's my best advice. I don't think you can top that, but maybe somebody can, and I challenge the other mods to do so.
Yeah, no, I think that's great advice there, Joe. And that expo just happened on May 24th through May 27th. So there is the next one is to be determined in 2021. So there's one in September in Philadelphia, and then the other one in Philadelphia is going to be in September, the 20th through the 22nd through the 25th. So those would be two great options. One of the things that I would tell you, where are you? Oh my goodness, where did I miss you? There you go, Abhishek. One of the things that I would say to you is, while you wait to go maybe to the next Natural Products Expo, the one on the East Coast, is you might want to upgrade your bio, right? Let people know what you're doing. Allow people to see what you're doing. You don't have your website in there. You're not letting people know that you private label. You have no information on there that you're a manufacturer in India providing private label services, nor that, I mean, it just says co founder, Orga by Nature. I mean, you're telling me these things, but you're telling me nothing at the same time, right? So really, I cannot emphasize to folks enough the importance of a bio. Your bio is your landing page. Think of your bio as your landing page, and the first 3 lines on your bio are beyond mission critical, because that's where you get to tell people the problem you solve, who you solve it for, and what you're doing, right? And the so that they can, live healthier lives, or whatever your so that moment is. And then tell the story of who you are and your brand, and then your call to action. And even if people wanted to get a hold of you, Abhishek, it's difficult to get a hold of you because first, your Instagram is private. So they would have to follow you, and then you would have to follow them back. And then by the time you follow them back, they already forgot, they moved on to the next thing, and they can't send you a message. So this is for anyone that's here in the listening lounge. If you're going to connect your Instagram, make sure that you make it public so that people can get in touch with you, because otherwise you're going to lose out on a very important connection. I have somebody that sent me a message right now that said, "Ooh, I would love for him to private label some spices for me. Can you tell him I can't get a hold of him?" So things like that, right? You go onto a stage like the one you're in right now, there's 220 people in the audience and the listening lounge, and they can't connect with you. So for everybody here, make sure that your Instagram is connected, that it's on public, and that people can connect with you, because otherwise that's just a missed opportunity. So I hope that helps, Abhishek. And I don't even know your website, so I couldn't look at your products either. So make sure that you do that, because you're coming up on a stage like this. These are opportunities. You need to get your bio in order. You need to put contact information in there. Open up your Instagram and put your website on your bio, please. That would definitely go a long, long way in making some more connections for you here, on Clubhouse.
Thank you so much. That was really valuable feedback. I will go ahead and work on my bio immediately, and I will make sure that that my Insta account is not private anymore. Now, I also wanted to answer for my second question because I'm planning to launch a website for my brand that's Orcabyte. So I want to sell it online in US. Now the problem which am facing is how would I handle the logistics part because I have to ship the product from India every time I get an order from US. So how to overcome this challenge and to reduce my shipping cost?
Yeah, this is Joe. I caught that part of your question before, and I just didn't answer it because I was immersed in the first question. Um, it's expensive to ship from India, so what I recommend is that you actually get a contract manufacturer in the United States where they follow your recipe and manufacture it in the U.S. And then if you're shipping to the U.S., it's coming from a U.S. warehouse. So you have shipping, or you ship all the product to one location with no labeling, and then the private label stuff is done locally in the U.S. So you just simply need a fulfillment house that can fill the bottles and put the proper labels on and ship to the location. That's going to save you a fortune in shipping, or otherwise you're just going to have to pass it on to every single buyer, and that may hurt your overall sales if it costs too much to ship it. So you have kind of three choices. One is you can continue shipping from India directly to customers, which is expensive, or logistically, you can ship it all to one warehouse and then they do the private label at the warehouse. Or number three is you actually manufacture it at the US warehouse and distribute it from there, and you don't ship anything from India at all. So I think those are the only three possibilities. And if you contact companies like Federal Express or UPS, they have logistics support to help you figure out those things. This is Joe. I'm complete.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Another
Thank
thing
you.
you can do, Abhishek, is you can set up like a distribution point, a distribution center in the US and partner with somebody that can help facilitate that for you as well.
Okay. Thank you so much. And is there anything which we can do digitally to add partners in US? And I mean, other than attending the trade shows, because it's impossible to travel post. I mean, for last 2 years, I haven't attended any trade fairs or trade shows basically. So, I mean, I was just wondering if there is a way that I can perform some digital activity to gain the leads and work on those leads, or maybe
Yeah.
some platform in US from where we can connect with distributors or people who are like-minded.
Well, one of the things that Joe suggested, right, was if you went to what you could do is maybe hire a company that specializes in that can represent you. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm yawning. That can represent you at some of those expos where they can represent your product and help you get your product into some of those markets. So maybe like a business development person or a sales team. Go ahead and send me a DM. I know a lady, I have to dig deep in through my messages, but that's what she does. She represents brands and she is a buyer for a grocery store chain in Texas called HEB, and she buys products for HEB. Very very incredible lady, but I would have to dig through my information to find that. So make sure that when you send the DM that you reference salesperson, uh, food products, and HEB, because I'm the energy business. But I'd be happy to connect you with her.
Hey, thanks so much, Edna. I will ping you right away.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Happy to help.
Thank you. You're welcome. That's all. I'm done.
All right. Serve you today, Abhishek.
Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I'm just gonna tuck you down into the listeners' lounge, and we're gonna go to Hasina. Hi, Hasina. Please unmute your mic and go ahead and ask us your question. Hasina, are you there? Okay, we'll jump to Suman. Suman, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Hmm. How can we help you
I'm
today?
here to talk about Justin. Due to pandemic in Nepal, many hotel and restaurant are in difficulties, and I'm planning to run hostel which will facilitate accommodation and dishes. And dishes, I have to problem in dishes and accommodation. Uh, when I what kind of accommodation will be great while serving international tourists? And due to geographical diversity and cultural diversity, the unspoken taste of Nepal is in huge amount. And will it be best to run with special dishes available within country, or anything special from targeted country is necessary?
Holy moly. Okay, I think you're in the travel business, and I think you said that you were looking for solutions to how to market to people in the Nepal area. It was really difficult to understand you. Did anybody else find that challenging, or were you able to hear what he said?
I would love it, Suman, if you could just repeat your question just in 60 seconds or less. That would be super helpful. It's Dr. Nashita Solheim right at the top left. Could you
Thank
just
you,
say
Dr.
your question?
Nash.
No problem, Edna, because I did struggle a little bit to capture the details. Suman, could you just ask your question again very briefly?
Okay, it's about accommodation and dishes. Okay, I'm opening for domestic as well as international tourists. And would it be best to run with special dishes available within country, or anything special from targeted country is necessary? Or
Right.
what kind of
So
and
you're
for
sorry,
yes,
Suman, can I just, before you move on, so I make sure I capture that first part of what you said. So you're,
okay.
for domestic and international tourists, what kind of accommodation would they be interested in? Are you in the hotel or accommodation business, and you're looking to find some kind of accommodation that would be attractive to domestic and international people? Is that right?
Yes, I'm running hostel, and
A
I'm
hostel,
planning to
okay.
jump on hostel.
I got it. And is the hostel for, what kind of level of investment are people going to have when they're coming to your hostel? Is it for students? Is it for high end? What kind of business are you in?
Uh, now in this in this period, in running period, only domestic are included. I want to make it on international one.
Yeah, and who's your client, Suman? What kind of client are you pitching this towards? Are they business people? Are they local holiday makers? What kind of people come to your hostels?
Students and for international level, for holiday.
Okay, so students and holiday makers, and so okay, that helps. It's more tourism, general tourism than business. So you have a hostel, and you're wondering how you can make it a more international, attract more international customers.
Yes,
Okay, do you have one hostel or more than one hostel, Saman?
I'm running only domestic only, only
How
one
many?
hostel.
One hostel domestically, and you'd like to expand that. Okay, Edna, I hope that helps. This is not my wheelhouse, but I think we've got clarity that it's a hostel, one at the moment, in the local environment, attracting students and local holiday makers. How could Suman look to scaling up his business and attracting more international clients?
Hey,
I hope
Suman,
that helps.
how many beds do you have?
I have 35.
Okay. Now, the obvious question is, are you listed in Airbnb?
Sorry, I don't get you.
There's a website called Airbnb, AIRBNB.com, and you can list your hostel. You can list your different beds. And, if you have 25 beds, you can put 25 listings in Airbnb, and when people want to travel to your area, they will find it. There's also hostel.com and hostelworld.com. There are several websites that you just simply list your beds, and people can book or schedule and pay on that site. And the moment they pay, they lock it in. You show the dates and the availability. There's a lot of options you can set it up, but Airbnb, Hostel World, Airbnb is the first one. If you're not in Airbnb, I promise you that if people are traveling in your area, that your listing will show up and you'll start getting business. Okay. There's several other hostel directories. Um, I know a lot about this just because I'm a digital nomad and I live the laptop lifestyle and I travel a lot. And Airbnb is definitely one of the things you want to look at. There's some really sophisticated software out there that if you're running a lot of beds and you could be on multiple listing services, there's multiple traveler, there's what's that one? Um, it's eluding me at the oh um, couch was it couchsurfing.com. There's just a lot of things for travelers that are looking for a place to stay. But I would start with Airbnb and look at, I think it's Hostel World. There's some apps. If you go to the Apple App Store, there's just look up hostel apps, and you can list your thing and promote it. And the way it works is people pay, and then uh, they take a fee for helping place it, and it's just right included in the price. So this is solid advice. I hope you take it. But go to Airbnb and list your beds and get into more distribution channels, and it won't cost you anything to list it. You'll get paid when people rent your space. That you'll get paid. I promise you, this will help. This is Joe signing out.
Thank you,
Dr.
Zoe.
Nashider, Joe, could I add just one little thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Please.
I believe what Suman was also asking was, and I think it got a little lost in the translation, was the kind of food he needs to keep on the menu. So he was asking specifically about the dishes and the cuisines, and I think he mentioned Conti, which I think he means continental style of eating, or a little more localized. So I think that's another part of his question.
Thank you, Aisha. I missed that completely. Is that right, Suman? Did you also want to talk about what kind of food you should be offering?
Yes, thank you, Aisha, for explaining it.
Yeah, so it's really your choice to some places offer a continental breakfast, so usually it's like maybe a piece of bread or a piece of fruit and some toast and coffee, things like that. You have a lot of options here. When you go to Airbnb, it'll walk you through when you list your property and you list the individual beds. It'll give you all kinds of options of what's available and what's not, and it's up to you. Um, you can offer whatever you want to offer. That's the beauty of being an entrepreneur. You can be creative what you offer. So if there's food that's indigenous, like the local breakfast, that might be attractive to people to try that. Some people just like the idea of having, a little bagel with cream cheese and toast in the morning. Um, you're not obligated to even offer food at all, but you can do it as an option, or you could go a little crazy with it. Some people offer like a full blown breakfast every day, but of course you would build that into the charge. You have a lot of options here. Oh, yeah, I'm getting a little punchy. It's getting late for me, so I'm gonna be checking out of here in a minute. So, was that helpful, brother?
Yes, thank you, Joe. It was really grateful from your side.
Thank you so much for that response, Joe. And that really is honestly like that's the best advice you're going to get here. Because I'm going to be honest with you, Suman, that is really if you've never been on Airbnb, and there's quite a few other services, but Airbnb really is the one that more people use. So I strongly advise you to, not just walk over there, but run over there and make sure that you pick up and you get yourself registered into that system. So thank you for stopping by. And were we able to um, service you today?
Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your question. Appreciate you, Saman. And I'm going to go ahead and tuck you back down into the listeners lounge. Thank you so much for stopping by. Now, I did a PTR, and I guess people are coming in and out of the room. So I see Eduardo and Hasina. I think I had called on you first, Hasina, but I don't know if you responded. So let's go to.
Hello.
Yes, Hasina, give me just a
Yeah,
second. But you didn't respond, so let's go. Ali, okay?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. Ali, go ahead. Unmute your mic and go ahead and ask us your question. Okay, Ali is not there. Let's go to you, Hasina.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm so sorry I had some issues previously.
Oh,
Well,
no problem. No worries. No worries. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity again. So I'm an optometrist from India. So I'm now working on a sustainable eyewear brand where. Sorry. Hello. Hello.
We
Am
hear
I
you.
audible?
Yes,
we
we hear you.
can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm working on a sustainable eyewear brand where I'll be using recyclable plastics for making spectacle eyeglasses. So I have already sourced my raw materials and now I have collaborated with an optical industry to make them. So now I want to know what would be the wiser option to take this forward. Should I distribute my my product, or should I have my own store? For having my own store, it's gonna cost me a bomb. So I'm like little skeptical about how to go about it because I'm totally new to all this, like starting my own business. So I just need your advice. That's it.
Okay, so can you repeat your question? You want us to give you some advice on you're creating some eyewear glasses out of
Yeah,
renewable products, and
exactly.
okay, I got that part. And
Yeah.
you
So
want help with what part exactly?
yeah, I'd like to know how to go about selling my products. Should I give optical brands which are already there in India my own shop to sell, which would be a wiser option?
I can take this one,
Okay.
Edna. It's
There,
Heather.
yeah, give me just a second, Heather. Perfect. So there's multiple facets to that, but let's see who wants to participate. We've got Heather that wants to help you. Moderators, anybody else? Flash your mic. Flash your mic. Okay, Heather, please take it away, girl.
Yeah. And I know you can answer this one too, Edna. So, yeah. So first of all, congratulations and being a woman and doing this. I just want to acknowledge that. Just really want to acknowledge that. I'm a big proponent of women entrepreneurs. So congratulations. So there's a couple things. Retail, meaning going with optical stores, is a little more challenging. I highly recommend to go right to market, so business to consumer. The reason is because when you go into retail or any optical, they want to see if it's going to sell. So what you want to do is start going business to consumer. There's a couple ways you can do it. Instagram specifically is very good for products and building a brand specifically around anything, but personal brand and really building up a name on that. What's the name of the product? What's the name of the brand?
Yeah. No, I have just started. I have not named my brand yet. It's
Okay.
everything in the process. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I highly recommend is you hire someone to work with you on the brand name, because that really is a craft, and it's about I would focus first on Instagram to start building out. It's called working the concept. Really, you got to see if this is gonna sell, right? This is something that people want. And I would focus on Instagram. The other thing I would do is focus on men or women or just neutral.
A neutral. Everyone.
Neutral. Okay,
Yeah.
so what makes these glasses unique?
It's because we are using recyclable plastics. We are creating an impact on the ocean pollution. I'll be using plastics from the ocean.
Yeah. Okay, that's great, but what makes them unique? Do they look unique? Are they sexy? What else? Is the price low? Is the price high? Are they going to be a luxury item? So you want to think through those kinds of things other than just an impact. So like Tom's shoes, they focus on just impact, and they did go very far, but then they went bankrupt because people will buy for impact, but they also want to buy products that they like, that make them look good or feel good, or they're good glasses. Right now I'm actually wearing blue blocker glasses because they help me with my eyes at night, right? So you really want to look at, outside of just impact, what is the uniqueness of your brand, and also really work with someone on the brand name. That's going to be a really critical part and piece. So you want to think through the strategy. Who's your target market? Who is it? Male, female? What's the demographic? And then really focus on the branding. And where I would start, just a really proof of concept, is I would start building an Instagram. The reason I was asking about demographics, so if you said, well, I really want to focus on women between 35 and 45, there's great groups on Facebook. Like there's a Women Helping Women Entrepreneur group. It's 450,000 women. So that's a group, or there's similar that you can reach out to and say, hey, I'm a female entrepreneur. I have this great product. I'd like to see if we can sell it into the group and test market, right? And so get collaboration with a group that is your demographics. Are they people for 50, older, 60s, 20s? Like, what's the uniqueness to them? Are they going to be prescription glasses? Are they just what I call looking great glasses? Like, what is the uniqueness of it? So you want to think through all those pieces. That's really a marketing strategy. And if you are what I call more of a tech person, or what I call mechanics, and I'm basing on Wealth Dynamics by Roger Hamilton, I highly recommend that you spend some budget on a really good brand person, strategy, and marketing person to really help you think through those pieces. But that's what I would start with. And I'm Heather Ann. I'm done speaking. Thanks, Edna.
Thank you.
And Hasina, Heather has given you some really great advice. There's a few things that, I would add to that. And, I don't know how far away you are from getting your product to actually go to market with it. Sounds to me like you're in like the very, very beginning phases, maybe like napkin phase, right? Where you're just, conceptualizing.
Yeah, definitely. I've just started.
Yeah. And so you have a long way to go, but it's good that you're thinking about these things. But I would definitely make sure that you brand yourself, that you give it a name, make sure that the website and the domain is available, because if it's not available, here's what happens. A lot of times people go and they come up with this creative name, and then they get the packaging and the marketing and the branding, and they do all these things, and then they realize that the domain name is not available.
Yeah.
And now how do people find you? So branding a product from scratch is really a lot of work. It requires a lot of legwork and can be very expensive. So I strongly advise you to do exactly what Heather said to do, which is like get all the people in place. I love the idea. I love the concept of using recyclable materials. And if you're able to make all that happen, you have to take into consideration, just like she said, it's not just about the cause. There's got to be some functionality, some practicality, and not every customer is your customer. So identify your customer, because not every customer is your customer. If it's not attractive, if it doesn't look a certain way, people aren't going to buy. And so just like she said, even Tom's went out of business, filed for bankruptcy, because people can get behind a cause, but they don't want to wear ugly shoes.
Yeah.
They don't mind supporting a cause.
So true. I love that. It's so true. They went bankrupt. It's really fascinating case study.
They went bankrupt because their shoes were ugly. Like there was nothing. It was just a moccasin. It was comfortable. I mean, they really weren't comfortable. I bought a couple of pairs and I loved the premise behind it, but it was just the same thing. It was a slip-on. It was a slip-on slipper in black, blue, navy, and khaki, like
Yeah, they
four
weren't very
colors.
sexy at all.
It was they were ugly moccasin shoes. And so you'll buy it once and then you're like, okay, I bought a pair, he bought, and then you're done with them. So you have to make it that you have to make your product attractive to other people so that they want to buy your product. So make sure that you hone down your avatar, and I hope that I will be able to serve you today, Hasana.
Totally, Edna. Thank you so much. It was really valuable. I'm totally new and I'm just a beginner, so I just wanted an input from everyone. So yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And this, thank you for asking such a great question, because it's through questions like yours that not only we help people like yourself, but the answers that were given and the advice that was given by Heather to Hasana applies to a lot of different industries. So for those of you in the listening lounge, if you're in the beginning phases of your business, some of the stuff that was shared with Hassana is definitely useful for y'all as well. You know, make sure that you've got a good website. I'm sorry, domain. I keep saying website when I mean to say domain. Make sure you have a strong domain that matches your brand, that matches your identity, and think about your ideal customer avatar. Your customer isn't everyone. The more you can niche down, the better off you're going to be. So thank you for a great question, Hassana. And thank you so much, Heather, for such great input and some great information
Sure.
there.
And congratulations to her as a female entrepreneur. We're proud of you. I think it's great.
Yes, 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 yes. Another female in the tribe, female influencer, female business entrepreneur. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So thank you so much. And Hassana, were we able to serve you today?
Totally. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Feel free to come back anytime and keep us updated on your progress. And
Definitely.
congratulations.
Thank
All
you.
right, I'm just going to tuck you back into the listener's lounge. And I'm going to go to Ali. Hi, Ali. Welcome. How are you? Oh, Eduardo,
Assalamu
I'm going to get
alaikum.
to you. I will go to you, Eduardo, right after I finish with Ali.
Assalamu alaikum. That's me. Thank you so much for all the love. And this is not my first time I'm here. I think it's been more than 4 days I'm joining you. And every day I'm getting a lot of information. Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much. So, for the people who doesn't know me, my name is Ali. I'm 27 years old. I'm from Bahrain. And I'm building now my own sports sneakers brand. So my question is that everything, and I'm building now my brand as normal. The website, I'm contacting the manufacturer. I'm doing a lot of videos and photos for the marketing and everything just to launch it. But the thing that I'm a little bit confused about, what is the things that I have to do before launching the brand itself? Like, how can I get people into my social media platform before launching my brand? Thank you so much.
Okay, great question. Let me see. Moderator, can you flash your Heather? Who else can help? Heather?
Yeah,
All right,
I'm on
Heather.
a roll tonight. I think the
You're on a
Texans are up
roll.
tonight. There's something going on. It's
Texas
late,
in the house.
right?
Go ahead,
Texas
Heather.
in the house, and like, and I'm up, and I don't know why. Anyway, so I might as well give value in the world. Hi, so nice to meet you, Ali. When you said you're launching a sport, can you just share a little bit more what you're launching so I could serve you?
Okay, I'm launching a sport sneakers. It's for running.
Sports
And
sneakers? Sneakers?
yes.
Okay, go ahead. So just one pair?
Yes, so mostly it is the first, and it is the first collection that I'm going to have, and it
Okay.
is 30% it's a medical, and 30% created by a medical fabric, and 70% a normal fabric. It is the first sneaker in golf, first sports sneakers brand in golf, and yeah, that's it.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much. And what's the name of the brand?
It is AR under my name, Ali Rada, AR.
Okay, what's the target market? Is it American or is it India? Is it golfers? Is it soccer? What's the target market?
At the beginning, only on golf, because I have a lot of connections and all over golf.
So a couple things, nothing against your name. I really recommend not naming the shoe after your name. Is really really spend some money on a good brand name, because if you want to ever sell it or expand, that's going to be something really important. So like Steve Jobs did not create Apple called Steve. You know what I mean? So you really want to look at the future of that and future pace yourself to a future that you can potentially sell it out or step away. That's the first thing. The second thing is, because it's focused on golf, might be counterintuitive, but go to something called ClickBank. I shared this earlier. So ClickBank is the largest affiliate network in the world. And one of the things that they have is they have a lot of marketers on there that focus on golf, like a lot. And that's a very big market. The only thing I'm going to say as a warning is that majority of those companies that focus on golf are here in America. So you I don't know your shipping situation, if they're going to be shipped here, or, you got to work out the logistics. So I'm not, if you're focused on America or not, but they have very large lists. So you want to test your product. And so I recommend you reaching out to them and saying, hey, this is what you have. This is what you do. Can I test, sending an email out to your list for this product, and they're going to ask for a fee. They're going to ask for a percentage. I'm hoping that if it's the golf market, your sneakers are in the $100 to $200 range, because honestly, they probably won't buy them if it's less than that anyway. The other thing is you want to look at is because here's the thing, you're in the phase of test marketing, finding out data. You got to get some market data, like, is the brand right? Are the colors right? Do they like it? Is it converting? You know what I mean? Is it converting? Why are they buying these? Personally, most golfers are not buying for impact. That's not something important to them, because golf is about sportsmanship and community and networking and money. So I don't know how that would fit. You need to test it and see. So instead of buying ads, I recommend going after people that already have your target market. So clickbank.com, go to the marketplace and type in golf and start reaching out to them. Number one. Number two, Instagram, find a couple of micro influencers. Micro influencers, I think, are anybody under 20,000. Reach out to them and see if you can have a conversation. And then number three is Facebook groups. There's still really big Facebook groups that focus on golf. And is it male or female golf? Just male or female? So
for now, it will be only for male.
Yeah. So these are the things you need to think through, because there's also a huge women market as well. So when you're doing this is for everyone in the room who's what I call in phase one, which you're in product development phase. You're not even really in marketing phase yet. You're still trying to figure out, why are they going to buy? What's the brand they're going to buy? What are they going to be attracted to? Nothing against her name, nothing personal, but if you try to sell a shoe called Allie to a male market in America, then it's not a resonation, because Allie is a female name, and then it's not going to resonate. And so, I also suggest not using your name as the brand, because you want to step away from it. So you want to think through these pieces of branding and strategy, really important. And is it older male or younger male? I mean, all that kinds of things. So start there, but do reach out to those two locations, Facebook groups, as well as ClickBank. Go to Marketplace and type in golf and start. They usually have their affiliate email. They like to be very available. They should be very easy to connect with. They will ask for money. They will ask for a percentage. So hopefully your price point is $100 to $200 US, and they will ask between 10 to 15 to 20% of the buy. So you want to think those things through. So I hope that helps you, and I'm done speaking.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I just want to clarify some things, that the brand name is AR, but I will not show that it is under my name.
Yeah,
It is just an
I don't
AR.
like the name. I'll
Yeah.
be honest. I don't like the name AR. What does that mean? That's an ALF.
Yeah.
That's I mean, what does that mean? Is that an AR-57? That's a gun. You got to think through branding is everything. So again, I would not call it AR. They know who you're. It's not nothing personal. It's gonna be totally transparent as a brand. It's not gonna work. You need to probably hire someone that can really think through the brand, and a good brand person thinks from who's your market, who's your demographic. They think through that whole part, so that when you have the name, it resonates, it sticks, right? Nike, Apple, they thought through those names, that they just make them up. So you really want to think that through. Then you also have the domain issue. So not only is like ar.com available, I know it's not. So is ar.club available? Probably not. So again, you want to think through this part. Is it going to fit the demographic of the buyer? So I hope that helps.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee you that ar.club and ar.com is not available. So imagine you build a brand, you build a tennis shoe, you do everything that you were going to do, and then you try to market it and you can't even get the website. I seriously doubt that you have ar.com or
Um,
ar.club.
yeah, about the website, actually, I found arfitwear.co.
No. That won't work.
That won't
.co,
work.
because people will automatically put .com. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's so important. Like, I'm going to take the opportunity to do something here. When you look at domains, right? There's such a big difference between, you want to have the perfect domain and the exact match, or the domain that makes sense. So you did arfootwear.co, and what Heather said is true. They're going to put in .com, and you're going to lose all that traffic. You're going to lose all that traffic to the .com, because people instinctually will put it in the .com. You're better off with arfootwear.club versus .co, because they'll remember the .club, but ideally you want the .com. I agree with Heather, the name, you really do need to work with somebody that does branding that can help you with that, because here's what happens oftentimes, and this goes to everyone that's here and in the listening lounge. As a business owner, you get so enamored with your business and with your idea and what you're working on, that you fail to do some really important stuff, like get your paperwork in order. Like, the first things first, go visit a lawyer, register your name, visit an accountant, make sure you have your accounting set up, then get your domain so that you can build your website, you build your online presence, make sure you get a branding ambassador on board so that they can help you brand and make sure that the name is something that is good, but you make sure that it also matches your domain. So it's all built around that. And then you start building from there. Most people do it the opposite. And then, you've got an MVP. Well, I mean, do you know if anybody's going to buy? Right. So before you even start spending money and making prototypes and everything else, is there a market for it? Niche down. Who is your buyer? Who's your ideal customer avatar? I mean, all of those things that you need to take into consideration when launching a business. But I hope we were able to help you today, and that you were able to take some information that's going to serve you in the future. But were we able to serve you today, Ali?
Yes, actually, and I will do rebranding 100%, and I'm going to go for anyone is listening here and he can do a rebranding. I'm able to do the business with him. He just have to DM me on my Instagram account. And thank you so much, guys, for everything you are giving. Much love and respect. And yes, you helped me a
Yeah.
lot today.
If you send me a DM, I don't know if I'm muted. Okay, yeah. If you send me a DM, there's a gentleman by the name of Jay. I forget his last name. But I can put you in touch with him, and he would do a great job. So go ahead and send me a DM, and I'll put you in touch with Jay, and then you guys can connect.
Sure, Edna. Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Actually, it's either Jay or Colette. All right. Up next, we have Daruv. Hi, Daruv. Can you please unmute your mic and go ahead and ask us your question?
Yeah, Edna. So thank you for introducing me. So I'm Dhruv, the founder of Startup. We guide and mentor the budding entrepreneurs. So I really don't have any questions, but one thing what I've seen in this period is like the problem with the budding entrepreneurs is they are not able to validate their idea on the sectors what they are working on. Okay, so what are the different ways they should keep in mind while validating their idea?
I'm sorry, can you please repeat that, Daruv?
So yeah, what I'm asking is like any of the startups, if they are working on any idea, they have generated that idea. Okay, so where they are lacking, like what are the points they should keep in mind so that they can be very much helpful for them. So yeah.
So you're asking that, okay, if you have a startup, what are some of the things to keep in mind as you're building your business and your startup?
Yes, definitely. Because I have seen like when I mentor any of the starters, where they are lacking is this kind of things. Okay, I do guide them, but in a specific industry, if we go, they are not able to capture that. So, what are the things they should do?
Well, I mean, that's such a broad question. And let me see if any of the moderators are here. And mods, anybody care to answer? Ram, okay. Thank you. Anybody else? Give me just a second. Okay. We'll go to Ram and let Ram answer that question, Jarav, and we'll be right back. Go ahead, Ram.
Hey, Edna, thank you. Durav, I heard the question in this way that you asked it at the beginning, which was, how do you validate an idea? Is that correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so if it's under that specific context, and you mentioned startups, there's a few different ways to approach it. Fundamentally, there needs to be some type of hypothesis that you have. I think someone's got a hot mic because there's echoing. Januka, can you please mute your mic? Thank you. Thank you. So, Durav, there's got to be some level with which you are arriving at a problem solution scenario in the marketplace. Okay, so we're starting very broad with this, but effectively you are looking at the market with which can be served. That could be vertical, that could be industry based, and then you want to go a few layers deep in that marketplace. Now, when I say marketplace, it could be something like, let's call it a beverage business, right? Let's just use that as an example. If you're going to start a new beverage business, and this is all principle, so I'm just using beverage as an example. There's a beverage marketplace, but in beverage, there's everything from water right through to flavored water, right through to not water at all, sugary, fizzy drinks, right through to alcoholic drinks, to juices, to milks, to smoothies. There's a whole range. In that spectrum of that marketplace, you've got to find an area with which is currently being underserviced. Now now this is where we get into needs segmentation. The area that might be underserviced might be people have an appetite for more healthy drinks. Okay, so you're now segmenting from beverages to healthy beverages. Okay, let's go a few layers deep. What is it about healthy beverages? Well, there's everything from electrolytes to enzymes to nutrients to proteins, even to a whole bunch there. So you want to go into, okay, I want to specialize in, let's call it helping specifically athletes. Okay, what athletes? Well, high performing athletes. Okay, high performing athletes. So you want to go really deep into a hypothesis with which pulls out and identifies who is your core target person. So then you arrive at a primary persona, and we're not just talking about demographic, male, female, age. That's very superficial. You got to go down to the need segmentation. What is it about their lifestyle that requires your product or service? And then we look at the business feasibility to service that potential solution that you've come up with. The viability, do you have the right team and capability? What is the resources from a financial, technological expertise point of view? How fast can you enter the market? This is all part of the ideation validation process. Before you do anything at all, you've got to do desk research, number one. You've got to arrive at sort of a data analysis that proves that, hey, yeah, there is a potential growth opportunity. It might be that this market is very much in its early stage. So again, premise is hypothesis first, prove or disprove that hypothesis, qualify, disqualify, prospect customers that might be interested in this without you having built anything at all. And this links to the previous question earlier, but you can survey people, you can draw in your own observation, of course, but be careful of that, not to put your own bias too much into it. But there is a level of assumption at first because it's always iterative. So you're always qualifying, disqualifying, approving, disproving your idea, and try to get as many voices that is in line with the hypothesis as possible. I hope that helps. This is Ram. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for the great tips there, Ram. That's awesome. Where are you, Daruv? I hope that was very helpful. I think everything was great information there, and very helpful for not just Daruv, but for everyone else that's here in the listening lounge. So I want to thank you again, Ram, for giving great advice there and great support. So Daruv, were we able to support you today?
Definitely, yeah, Edna. It's like yesterday also it was a great session, yeah, and today also I'm just learning all this stuffs because like I have seen this kind of stuff like people what they are not able to get, I'm trying to grasp that so that I can provide them this kind of things.
Right. Awesome. That's awesome. So thank you for stopping by. We really do appreciate your support, and I'm glad we were able to serve you. And please keep coming back. Every day is a learning experience, and keep coming back and ask your questions. That's how we learn. That's how we grow, and that's how we're
Sure,
able
definitely.
to make things happen. Thank you,
Yeah,
Daruv.
thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna tuck you back into the listeners' lounge, and I'm going to go to Eduardo because he had been in and out and he came back again. So Eduardo, oops, where did he
Hi
go?
all.
Where
Hi.
are you, Eduardo?
Hi, nice to meet
Oh, there
you.
you are. You're at the bottom and now you're up at the top. There you go.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Please state your question.
Now, for me, I don't have any question for the moment. I'm participating to this very good group. I can contribute only for the travel part. So before I lost part of the question on Airbnb, but in case I can contribute on travel topics as I manage the groups for Accor by managing 90 hotels in Italy, Greece, and Israel. So I can contribute on the travel topics and any topics related to the travel industry, hotel distribution. It's my key market. So that's it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, feel free to hang out. And if we have any questions regarding travel, we'll definitely keep you in mind. Welcome, Nicole. I see you're back visiting with us again. Let me mod you in. Um, all right. Just a real quick, I want to do a little housekeeping here. I won't put anybody in the listening lounge, but if you're here, that way I know I can call on you to help answer questions. Mods, please flash your mics so I know who's here. Pasquale, I see you, Ram. Christine, are you here? Jane, I know Nicole is here because she just came up. Okay, so St. J, all right, cool. So I think there's just like 3 of us. Wow. Okay. All right. So let's go. Let's go to who do we have next? We did Ali. Isha. Isha, how are you? Please unmute your mic and go ahead and ask your question.
Hi. One sec. So yeah, hi everyone. I'm Isha. I'm from India. I'll be very quick. I work for a designer apparel brand, and we work in the luxury space. It's been 20 years in the business. Our customers are usually industry experts and in the age group of 35 to 50. Currently, our website is under construction, and we are also launching a new store. Till that time, we wanted to introduce home shopping for our customers. So I wanted to know, how do we market our product on social media, because we do not want to be very aggressive with it, and what kind of product material should we share with our database, like shoppable links or creative lookbooks, and how frequently should we share it with them? Hello?
Okay. Yes, I hear you. Great question.
Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead, Ram. I see you unmuting your mic. And anybody else that wants to contribute? Take it away, Ram.
Thanks, Edna. I'll kick things off. Isha, hey, it's Ram. So generally speaking, you've got to look at any social media activity that you're looking to deploy for your business or businesses as a tool to communicate. Now, we can communicate in various parts of the, let's call it the marketing funnel, to lead them through a sequence that will convert them, right? That's the primary focus. The question is, which tools do your prospect customer hang out in? So that's number one. You have to first curate which tool is best, that is in alignment of your ideal customer. So that's why it's so important to really understand who it is you're targeting. And it kind of links with the thing that I was speaking about earlier, because if you're proposing an offer and you're expressing a message in a marketplace that needs your service or product. So where are the conversations happening with your prospect? You know, a sophisticated audience might not use TikTok. I mean, let's say, for example, they might be heavily on LinkedIn. And that's just one example. So that's number one. Really curate first what tools you're going to target for social media communication. The second thing is, what type of content do you feel needs to be plugged in to that journey? What I mean by that is, there's got to be some area upfront with which they're going to discover your business. Discoverability is number one there. What are they? How are they stumbling across your business before any call to action? How do they discover you? So we have sort of 4 areas of social media. You can have paid media, right? So you're paying for Facebook ads, Google clicks, for example. You have owned. You've got earned media, which is PR, any sort of press that might feature you, awards that might do some of the lifting for your brand, and then you've got borrowed. So when we talk about borrowed, you can partner, you can have a joint venture partnership of some type, or you might just do an influencer marketing campaign, partner with some ambassadors, for example. So know which is most appropriate within your capability, apart from defining what tool is best. Okay, so then you go, all right, well, on the customer journey that we're designing, customers are, you got to answer this though, right, in your own time. How are they discovering us? Number one. How are they considering us? Number two. And where and how are they going to buy from us? Okay, all of these phases have to have the right tools and platforms to guide the customer through a journey. Okay, so I just want to sort of paint that sort of high level ecosystem view, Isha, that the right, and I'm doing air quotation marks in there with my fingers here, the right social media method and approach or strategy is dependent on the customer journey that you feel is the best experience for them. Okay, so I hope that helps. Hopefully that gives you some sort of fertile ground for you to design a customer journey with which social media may be a part of that, and then make the right decisions according to your capability and resources. Okay, this is Ram. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Again, Ram dropping the nuggets. Thank you so much, Ram. That is great information. Very helpful. And again, very applicable to everyone that's here in the listening lounge. So thank you so much for doing that, Ram. Isha, were we able to serve you?
Yeah, but I just wanted to know, how do we introduce home shopping to our customers? Because our marketing is more or less word of mouth. So like,
I'll give you more specifics there then on that. If you're looking for what to actually do, again, it's very much linked. But are you going to play in the space of education, inspiration, or entertainment, for example? So if you're looking for how, are you asking what type of content? In which case, let's assume that you are. Then you need to define what content pillars are going to resonate with your audience. So it might be that you're showcasing how a particular product that you are offering brightens up the interior of their house or kitchen or whatever it is. You might showcase and have a campaign or a bunch of content that caters for, I don't know, low cost, easy DIY ways, do it yourself ways to build your dream kitchen, for example. You understand? So again, it still goes back to the customer, knowing the customer, and are you driving awareness and discoverability or consideration? If so, you need to ask yourself, are we educating customers? Are we inspiring them? Or are we entertaining them? So, for example, if you want to inspire them, okay, then create a whole bunch of content that inspires them. And that becomes your content focus for execution. But then, like I said, what happens after you inspire them? Where do they go? How do they inquire? So this is how it works from a intentional plug and play point of view. You're plugging in a piece of content through a particular channel, let's say Instagram, and you're funneling them somewhere. So you can't just inspire them, get their attention. That's what you've done. Let's say for the next piece of work that you're doing, you go, okay, Ram, I understand. I'm going to demonstrate how great our products are and how they might be able to visualize their dream kitchen or their dream home with our products. Cool. That job might be done, but what I'm saying is what happens after that. So you've got to lead them. This is why there's things like lead magnets, that you lead them into a funnel, a journey with which that attention is captured. Okay, hope that helps. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Were we able to serve you there, Isha?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Make sure I'm going to do a quick little reset here as I tuck you back into the listening lounge. I want to make sure that if you guys are getting value from the information that is being shared by the moderators, and please make sure to follow them, because I'll tell you what, everyone that's here, they give great knowledge, and they share their knowledge, their wisdom with y'all, and most of the time they're doing it, none of us get paid to do any of this, so please make sure that you're following the moderators. You also want to make sure that you follow the club, right? What it takes to run $1 million club. Click on that little green house up at the top, the little Monopoly house. Make sure that you are following the club. It's extremely important that we get support for the club, and that you also get put into our ecosystem, so that when we hold events, which we do often, we have lots of different speakers that come in here and drop their knowledge, and it's such a great crowd. So I just want to say thank you to the moderators for always supporting, and make sure that you guys are supporting in kind. I'm bringing up more people, but I also want to make sure that we get through the people that we have on the stage. Please make sure that you're muted when you come up on stage. Simon, please unmute your mic and go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, my name is Simon, and I live in Silicon Valley, California, originally from India. My question is, so if we look at the brands of fast food, right? Like we have like Taco Bell for Mexican food, and Panda Express for Chinese, and so on, right? There's different cuisines represented by different fast food chains. What I am seeing or looking to do is something like that, recreating a chain of Indian fast food outlets. So my question here is how to start this in a risk-adjusted manner in a world of different formats, like a la carte or food trucks or ghost kitchens. There are so many different formats that it can like take birth in. So how can I start this in a risk-adjusted manner, keeping the long-term horizon in perspective?
Oh, what a great question. Let's see. Mods, Ram is unmuting his mic. Thank you, Ram. Who else? Take it away, Ram.
Thanks, Edna.
Love it.
I'm on fire today because I'm in a bit of a rush. I'm just killing time at the moment. Saturday night here
Awesome.
in Sydney. But this will probably be my last contribution for the evening. But so thank you for the question. Sayman, all right. Great question. Ultimately, it's a great question because risk is something that I feel needs to be spoken about more. So I appreciate that. Risk tolerance is a big part of the question here because your risk profile will be different to someone else's. All right, it's not, we all don't have the same risk, and to be fair, we've also got to be very conscious as to the advice that we give to anyone here. So this is all contingent on your risk profile for one. What do we mean by that? Of course, how much money are you willing to pay to trade off for the answers you seek? Because when we look at a food business, an Indian food business that can come in many forms, as you just suggested, does it need a ghost kitchen where you can just churn out meal delivery, ready-made meals? Does it become a food truck? Does it become what? Right? There's a few options for you. The thing that I would love for you to consider is start with one. Okay, and I say this because many of us know of Subway, but we might not everyone might not know the actual origins of it. Fred DeLuca, who started Subway in 1965, started with a family friend, and it was just the one sandwich that we all know as the Subway sandwich, back then known as the submarine sandwich. And when you look at a story like that, they went all in on doing one thing well. And until this day, right, there was actually a recent study where I think there's about 33,000 Subway franchises across the world. And it is the only franchise that has beaten McDonald's by a hair, only by less than 1,000. So 33,000 plus for Subway, 32,000 plus for McDonald's. Now, what does this tell you, right? McDonald's has a whole bunch of different burgers and different varieties there, and you see Subway just going all in on the sandwich. So I would really just encourage you to first define, like I said, what's your risk profile? What are you willing to pay and use from your financial point of view, from your energy, from your effort, from your resource, and find and allocate, okay, because at the end of the day, it's an investment. There's got to be some capital. Even if it's low on the financial front, there's still capital from an energy and a time currency capital, okay? So define how much you're willing to spend to find the answer, to validate this idea. Start with, where do you think is the greatest appetite for Indian food within the Indian food spectrum? What's one thing that you can test? Because you can always build out. You can always build out. It's funny, you look at Time magazine. Time magazine is one magazine under Time Inc. Time Inc. owns InStyle, Sports Illustrated, a whole bunch of media companies with different genres. So what I'm suggesting is that you really look into what is your hypothesis for the Indian food type. Is it a fusion? Is it modern Indian? Like, how do you think it is going to live as a minimum viable version? But don't make anything beyond the one, and test. You've got to test, my friend. It is going to be, I'm not going to tell you it's easy. I have been involved as an advisor to multiple food companies, and it is an anywhere between 12 to 18 month food science journey. Because if you are exploring the feasibility of a product that can be shipped, that has to involve a little bit of food science in terms of the packaging and the lifespan of that. How are you sealing the product? Is it airtight? There's so many great technologies there now in the food space. So know your risk, what's your hypothesis, start with one, do some research, and certainly don't go spending a whole bunch, renting a ghost kitchen yet. If anything, you have to rent. And do a short-term lease, even if you're even considering that path. But starting your own kitchen is what I'd suggest. Test. That's how KFC started. Good old Colonel Sanders at 65. He started with his home cooked recipe, and then he just started making lunch and dinner for the local neighborhood. That's honestly how he started. So I would suggest you just test on a small scale before you invest more into the operation. Hope that helps. This is Ram.
Yeah, thanks, Ram. On that, one of the things that I was actually planning to do was literally just use my Instagram, like put up something like, "Hey, okay, this weekend, this item, if you'd like it, like I don't know, go to the Shopify store or whatever it is that I set up and place an order. And on this weekend, I will be cooking it and making it and delivering it, and then do it from my kitchen. And California allows a certain amount and like certain types of foods to be home cooked and like hand delivered for revenue. So I'm trying to see how I can leverage that without any significant investment. And if that flies, then yeah, sky's the limit.
I mean, you can get really creative too. I love that. You can get really creative. You can partner with someone, and not for the purpose of you making financial profit, but find maybe a cuisine that might be complementary to your product, and find a food truck business, man. Like, you got to get creative and go, hey, I'm trying out this new product. I believe that there's a market for it. I just want to test, and I'd like a place to test, because ultimately, if you can get your food in front of real people who are actually buying, that is the ultimate validation, my friend. I hope that helps. I've got to dip out now, but feel free to message me and anyone here if you have any other questions. But thanks again for having me. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks again, Ram, for such great contributions. Oh my God, that's so brilliant, and thank you so much for sharing that graciously. The kind of advice that you guys are getting here, normally somebody like Ram, all the moderators up here get paid top dollar to contribute that kind of information. So please, please, make sure that you follow them and really take the information. It's not just about getting it, it's about putting it into action, taking the next step, because that's really what's going to drive this and make the biggest difference in your business, Simon. So, man, I hope that was able to help you, and I wish you so much luck in your new business and in your endeavor. Were we able to serve you today, Simon?
Yes, totally. Thank you so much.
Awesome. And feel free to come back anytime. Thank you for stopping
Will do.
by. And I'm going to tuck you back into the listeners lounge, and I will go next to, let me do a PTR to make sure I don't miss anybody. Ali, Abhishek, we already got to you, right? We'd already answered your question. So Anand, you can unmute your mic and ask your
Thanks,
question.
Eden. Thanks for the opportunity.
Go ahead.
I've joined Clubhouse yesterday, and I was on the stage earlier, and today I am here again. And my question today is on digital marketing.